I'm up! I'm up! Stop tagging me already! I got the memo! A long while back, when the new weapon perk Thresh was introduced into D2 with Beyond Light, I wanted to see how effective it was in PvP. I went into a private lobby, tested the bejesus out of it, and found hard evidence that it 100% did not work in PvP. I wondered if maybe that was by accident, but had read a ton of comments telling me that the phrase combatants in the Thresh perk description meant that it was only supposed to be a thing in PvE, and that's always how it's been. So not only should I feel dumb and bad for thinking it would maybe work in PvP, but that I should never expect it to work in PvP. Fast forward to last night, turns out with the latest big patch that came out in D2, you know, the one that nerfed the Revenant Hunter and the Behemoth Titan and all that, contained a hidden buff that Bingo forgot to mention in the patch notes. That buff, funny you should ask, Thresh actually works in PvP now. I still don't know if it was supposed to be that way all along or if Bungie thought, f it, let's make Crucible even wilder. Either way, for the love of God, if you know that a perk isn't working the way it should and you're making plans to change it in a future update, tell the damn community. Mother do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how many adept palindromes with Thresh I've deleted in the past 7 days? I'm pretty sure that one of them had quick draw and ricochet rounds, and I feel like I'm throwing up now. Are you happy, Bungie? I'm throwing up right now. But no, really. Yeah, I decided to go into a private lobby again, as I did before, and do my testing to confirm that the hidden buff was true. Let me actually tell you how I do that, by the way, if you were wondering. First, I go into a private lobby. Then before timing anything, I actually jump off the map, then change my subclass back and forth before respawning. Reason being is that when you change classes, you reset your entire super meter, even when you're dead. So by the time my Guardian respawns, I have an exact frame-perfect starting point of when I can keep track of my super meter. Then I either get no kills or get a certain number of kills. I literally stand there and wait out the meter and mark the time down later in a video editing program. I'm definitely not sitting here with a stopwatch. That would not be optimal, and I don't want to get an angry phone call from Dado. We want perfect, optimal, frame-by-frame analysis, and that is what I am giving you. And yeah, the numbers don't lie. Thresh works now, confirmed. First, I'm gonna really quickly go over the numbers because I'm sure you're dying to know how badly the PvP meta is about to get kicked in the crotch. And then I'm gonna talk about weapons that you should now absolutely either try to get new versions of, or better yet, comb through your vault to see if maybe you already have a weapon with Thresh. First up, the numbers. I had a hunch that the numbers behind Thresh would be fairly similar to something that I tested recently that also affected Super Time, the Warlock Mantle of Battle Harmony. My hunch was dead on balls accurate. As far as I can tell, the numbers behind Thresh are identical to the numbers of Battle Harmony. With 10 intellect, every kill a Guardian gets with a regular gun will shave about 7 seconds, give or take a few frames, off of their super timer. By the way, before I get any further with numbers and data, please know that even though I am measuring this frame by frame in a video editing program, I'm trying to round the numbers a hair to make things easier for everybody to understand. Dealing with fractions of a second is a major pain in the ass, so before somebody out there hits me with the actually in the comment section, please know I am trying to simplify everything here. Where was I? Right. Tier 10 intellect, you get a kill and you will shave about 7 seconds off your super timer, give or take. Now, you add either the Battle Harmony Warlock Exotic or literally any weapon with Thresh. Still, at tier 10 intellect, you get a kill in PvP and you're now shaving off about 9 seconds off your timer, give or take a few frames. So Battle Harmony or Thresh is giving you about an extra 2 seconds off your super that you weren't getting before with a regular weapon. Not too wild, right? But do the two stack together? Oh, you better believe I tested, and you better believe they do. Added together, aka both a weapon with Thresh that also happens to match your class element while wearing the Battle Harmony will shave off about 11 seconds off your super timer, give or take a few frames with every kill. So together, they give you about 4 seconds off your meter per kill in PvP than what you'd normally get with a regular weapon. But we're not done yet because there's something even more powerful than the Battle Harmony. Allow me to introduce you to Nezarec Sin. Void damage kills, increase ability energy recharge rate, and oh looky here, the Adept Palindrome I have is not only void damage, but it also has Thresh. After testing in a private lobby and measuring, again frame by frame, from what I can tell, each kill with both a void weapon that has Thresh when paired with Nezarec at tier 10 intellect will shave off about 13 seconds from your super meter per kill. That's 2 seconds more about than what you were already getting from both Thresh and the Battle Harmony together. So speaking very roughly with these time roundings, it's about 7 seconds off your timer if you get a kill with a regular gun, about 9 seconds shaved off with a kill with Thresh, and about 11 seconds shaved off with Thresh and Harmony together, and dear God, about 13 seconds shaved off per kill with Nezarec and Thresh together. I know that these numbers don't seem like a lot, but about 13 seconds shaved off your super meter per kill is huge. A whole 6 seconds extra per each kill from what you would normally get with a regular weapon at tier 10 intellect. Let me tell you what it all boils down to. As much as it pains me to say it, Thresh has just become a top-tier PvP weapon perk. At least, to me it is, in game types like Trials, where rounds and entire games can literally be determined by one Guardian getting their OP roaming super just frames before another Guardian. Thresh is going to be highly sought after. Again, the time granted by Thresh does not seem big, but if you can get your Glacial Quake 15 seconds before the enemy Titan can get their Glacial Quake, you have a much higher chance of winning the round than the other team. Warlocks trying to get immediate Chaos Reach in PvP is already a damn common strategy in Trials. Pairing together Thresh and Nezarec, then swapping to Geomag for the final charge-up phase is going to allow you to get your Chaos Reach in record time. I was literally chatting with our good friend Cool Guy while doing homework on today's video, and he rolled into PvP to talk with me as I was testing the numbers, and according to what he told me, he snagged a Warlock super in under 1 minute and 30 seconds. Granted, he was in quick play and he probably popped off with a buttload of kills, but yeah, getting your super before the guy on the other team gets their super is already incredibly meta in Trials, and Thresh is now going to be much more popular, guaranteed. If you're watching today's video, go into your vault right now, maybe on Dim or whatever, and see what weapons you own that might have Thresh. Here are a few key weapons that you will definitely want to be on the lookout for. Stars and Shadow. I love this weapon to death, and it kills me that I know for a fact I've deleted so many of them that have dropped with Thresh. Man, again, if Bungie told us that they planned on eventually turning it on in PvP, I would have planned way differently. Stars and Shadow is a mid to long range behemoth of a weapon. It can contend with 120 RPM, aka long range hand cannons, no problem, and it drops very frequently in PvP. Keep your eyeballs peeled for any future drops of that weapon. It might have Thresh. The Extraordinary Rendition SMG. You can get the rendition from the new Battleground activity and from decrypting engrams at the helm. I really like the rendition a lot, and it has a 1 in 6 chance of dropping with Thresh. A great short to mid-range weapon in PvP. Don't sleep on it. The Premonition Pulse Rifle. Yeah, take everything I said a minute ago about the Stars and Shadow Pulse Rifle and now add on top of that the fact that the Premonition is also a void weapon, meaning if you're a Warlock, you can pair it together with the Nezarec Sin and become a super farming nightmare for the other team. I'm actually going to farm for that weapon hardcore because unlike Stars and Shadow, Premonition can roll with ricochet rounds, moving target, and Thresh all in one roll. Dear God. The Retro Futurist Shotgun. I know, it's not the Fellwinter, and in a 1v1, provided both Guardians are at full health, yeah, the Fellwinter will win, but Retro Futurist is a void weapon, meaning it pairs with Nezarec and can roll with both Thresh and Quick Draw. Check your vault. The Palindrome, both regular and adept. I threw out so many palindromes this week that had Thresh, you have no idea. Thankfully, I managed to hold on to one that I forgot about in my Postmaster. The Adept Palindrome is already hot, and now that Thresh works in PvP, it's got a brand new god roll that nobody knew about. Add on top of that the Palindrome is void, meaning it can pair together with Nezarec Sin. If the Proving Ground Nightfall was too much of a pain in the dick for you to grind out this past week, don't worry, I don't blame you. You will get another shot on April 20th for the Adept Palindrome, and you'll be able to pick which Grandmaster Nightfall you do. Definitely be sure to mark your calendar for that day for the Palindrome and anything else you might have going on April 20th. Finally, the bottom dollar. God help your enemies if you have a Thresh bottom dollar, which, by the way, happens to be the only void 120 RPM hand cannon, meaning that it can pair with Nezarec. With all the perk options that can actually drop on the bottom dollar, the odds of you having one with Thresh may be really low. I genuinely tip my hat to anybody who has one. You've got a top primary now that'll help you get your super quicker than your enemy. Have fun with that. There are more weapons out there that can drop with Thresh, but those are the main ones that I'm interested in. And there you go. From now until whenever Bungie decides to maybe reel it in a little bit, Thresh is top tier. We're both gonna have to rewire our brains at this point. Every time Bungie puts out a new wave of weapons, remember from now on that Thresh has gone from lol, no point in using it in PvP to oh hell yeah, I got a weapon with Thresh. Do me a favor, would ya? I spend a lot of time standing idly in private lobbies to get numbers sometimes, and I hate doing it, but I do it for you. Throw me a bone and give this video a like, would ya? I would appreciate it a lot. While you're down there, don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already, and come by my Twitch channel to talk with me about whatever you want. I go live every week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.